Captain on the bridge.
Alright, captains, we are back on the bridge, and today, yes, we will be going over 2022's winter event ship. We got just last month there as the event prize, and we're a little late to the party, but it is the Fek'Ihri Byr'Jai Interceptor, and mine specifically is called the Chibok. It was just a random generated name, so I just went with it. So, yes, captains, we're a little late on this because in the whole month of December, we fell a little bit ill. I'm not even say a little bit, but myself and my family, but we're trying to catch up on the backlog of videos, and this was one of the ones that we wanted to get done and out for this particular video. So what we're gonna go do is go over the build, of course, the weapons, space set, consoles, traits, stations, DOFs, and then take it into an elite Argala and see how it does. So again, first and foremost, captains, disclaimer, I always just build my ships for fun, okay? But that's also catering to how I play nightly. So for the most part, again, we just try to have fun here, and that's pretty much the whole deal with all the builds that we do here, because that is how we enjoy STO. So go over the build here quickly, and this is what we decided to do. And because, as you can see, this ship and also the recent Fek'Ihri ships are all kind of this like fire theme. So once again, I've stuck with phasers just because they kind of accentuate or give off the fiery look when the phasers are firing. So here you go. We'll go with the 4 weapons first. This is what we are using here. So we got 2 Agony Phaser dual beam banks here. And we got this as a reward from one of the events there, a whole Terran pack of weapons, but I re-rolled them to crit DM damage times 4. And then we went a little bit of a mixy here. And that mix is beams and cannons. I know a lot of people say don't do it, but I'm doing it. Agony Phaser quad cannons. Of course, we got this from the Adamants, from the 12th anniversary bundle. And we also re-roll this as we can. ACM DM crit damage times 3. Could probably get DM, but whatever. Still going to do well. For the last 2, fill out the slots here at the front here. We're going to use the Advanced Fleet Phaser dual heavy cannons. This we just got from the fleet. And of course, there you go. We just go ahead and re-rolled those as well. Now for our space set here, the Elite Fleet Intervention Protomatter Deflector from your fleet colony. The Prevailing Intermittent Impulse Engines, of course, this is from the competition rep. We got the Elite Fleet Plasma Integrated Warp Core. This is from your Fleet Spire. And we got the Tilly's Review Pending Modified Shield, which is from your Discovery rep. Our aft weapons, this is kind of what we decided to do to help our 4 weapons out. We have the Trilithium Enhanced Omnidirectional Phaser Beam Array. This, of course, is from the episode Nexus. And we're actually pairing it with the Trilithium Enhanced Phaser Turret, which is also from the same episode. Now, the 2-piece of this actually will give us speed tweaks, 5% fire cycle haste for energy weapons, and of course, plus 15 flight speed. So not that bad. It's going to help us out. Device-wise, we just went for the Kobayashi Maru Transponder for its buff goodness, and of course, some energy candy for the plus 20% bonus energy weapon damage for 20 seconds. Consoles, this is what we're working with. We have the Bio Neural Infusion Circuits. Of course, this is from the Low-Buy store. Still a very highly recommended console, even in 2023 for the flat-out plus 26.2% critical severity. You're also going to get plus 29.5 Starship hull capacity. And that actually helps when you have Tyler's duality, because the higher you hull, the better it is for you. We're going to use the Emulating Phaser Lance, because yes, this is a phaser build. So for its plus 15.8% phaser damage and plus 43.8 Starship shield penetration. Of course, this is from the Deimos Pilot Destroyer, which I got from my event campaign 2 years ago, and you can still get it now. Highly recommended, especially to put on your Galaxy X, because that lance integrated in that ship can't hit the side of a starbase. Just saying. Now, here is the fun part. We are using all the Fek'Ihri consoles we have so far. We're going to start with this, Portal of the Damned. This is the one that actually comes with the ship. So plus 28.5 armor penetration with weapon. And then it also gives some Starship Exotic Particle Generator, but an explosive fire hazard, summon Lost Souls at the target of 135 degrees. Open a portal for 30 seconds that spawns Lost Souls and deals fire damage. Sure. On initial activation, 2,233.6 fire damage in a 5-click radius. So again, we're going to keep with the theme of fiery things or things that look like fire. That is one of them. The next console here is Chains of Fire. I believe this is from the warship. So this is Chains of Fire, plus 28.5 fire damage, and plus 25 Starship Impulse Expertise, and Starship Control Expertise as well. So pull and damage nearby foes to 6 nearby foes, 11,567.4 fire damage and ignore shields. And for 10 seconds, pulls affected foes towards you for 578.4 fire damage. Because why not? Next up, we got the Fiery Charge. I believe this is either from the carrier or the Goktad, one of the two. But again, those ships were event rewards. That's why we have access to these consoles. So plus 8.6 flight speed and plus 17.1% fire damage. Fiery Charge holds and impales foe. So it will actually do a little Mortal Kombat Scorpion, get over here, and actually pull your ship towards it. It's quite hilarious. Lastly here, I believe this one's actually from the carrier, the Dreadnought one, but Open Maw of Grethor, plus 17.1% fire damage, plus 2.9 auxiliary power setting, plus 17.1 starship hull capacity. Massive fire damage, plus summon souls. So we're doing a lot of summoning today. Launches Fiery Maw in front of you to foes within 3 clicks while traveling, 24,387.4 fire damage. Summons 12 Lost Souls of Grethor for 30 seconds. So we're gonna be calling some friends. And again, these ships we did get from our Reclaim tab here. And of course, if you have gotten these ships in your Reclaim tab, they're just gonna be here under ships. Of course, the Fek'Ihri Byr'Jai Interceptor, that's the one we're on. Of course, we have the other ship here, the Goktad Carrier. The other ship would be the Fek'Ihri Farang Dreadnought Carrier. And of course, the Fek'Ihri Store Warship, which I think the Store Warship, we just did a video on that recently before we got sick there last year. So again, these are just fun little builds to do, and that's what we're doing. So we'll continue on the consoles here. We have the M6 computer, which is from your Tier 3 Temporal Escort, which you can buy from your shipyard. And it's Advanced Tactical Computer, 15% bonus all damage 15 seconds, plus 25% cooldown reduction on tactical bridge officer abilities, 20% fire cycle haste for all weapons for 15 seconds, and then plus 30 AC and defense for 15 seconds. Then we're going to use its big brother. What's its big brother is the Domino Console, plus 15% phaser damage, plus 20 AC rating. So weapon damage haste extends by kill. So for 10 seconds, 25% fire cycle haste for energy weapons, plus 25% bonus all damage, plus 25% recharge speed for bridge officer abilities, plus 100% recharge speed for torpedo weapons. We don't have it here, shocking, but that's okay. Now within the 10 seconds, if you defeat a foe, it'll add 2 seconds within that duration and will actually occur only about 10 times. And again, this is from the Byr'Jai Interceptor, which you can get from the Epic Prize tier from the Phoenix Prize pack. Of course, we got this from the event, so that's why we have this, but it's a great console. So as you can see, we're trying to mix and match the damages here, because why not? Next up, the Point Defense Bombardment Warhead. This comes from any version of the NX. So plus 25% projectile damage, you don't have that. We're using this for the cute 1% critical chance. But we are pairing it with this, the Dynamic Power Redistributor Module, which is from your prototype Dreadnought, which you can actually get as your, or one of your choices, or a choice from the event campaign, if you so choose. It's a great console still. 11.3 all damage resistance rating, plus 90% directed energy damage. And of course, when you hit it, it's plus 40% bonus damage while above 80% hull, plus 100 bonus damage resistance rating, plus 500% hull regen. So not bad, but pairing it with the bombardment warhead, we will get this, plus 33% phaser damage for directed energy weapon. So not bad. Lastly here, we have the Fek'Ihri Torment engine. Now, I cannot remember where I got this from, but it is a actual choice to get a reward from I believe it's one of the Iconian story missions there. But as you can see here, it's 33.7 increased non-hazard damage over time. 33.7% increased fire, radiation, plasma, and physical damage. Dealing non-hazard dot damage has a 10% chance to trigger 1,135.5 fire damage per second for 5 seconds. And ignore shield. So again, Fek'Ihri theme there. This is what we're keeping with. This is a great console. Again, I think it's one of the featured episode captains. You can let us know in the description below. But we had this for a long time. We actually don't get really a chance to use this. Now that we're mixing phasers and fire damage with the consoles, the Fek'Ihri ships, it just felt right. So stat-wise, this does give us a crit chance of 33.3% and crit severity of 178.2%. Now keep in mind, yes, I have my Pandevas ranked up to 600 only. Now I get a lot of flack for not spending my points because I can max this out if I wanted to. But the reason why I'm not doing that is I'm doing okay. And for the type of gameplay I do, it would just be overkill, and we're killing things pretty quickly anyways. So, but this also will show you that you don't necessarily need it. But regardless, I already maxed this out before they added the new cap of 750. But do keep that in mind. I have that helping me out as well. Hence, that's why I'm a little bit more happy to use more universal consoles just for the sake of something called, oh, I don't know, fun. Just saying. So there was a comment in one of our videos last year that to show our skills. This is what we're working with. Again, it's just heavy tactical. I have not changed this in years. I do not remember when the last time I touched this, but if you want to know, that is what I'm working with. So in engineering, I got 8, 10, Sci, I got 10, and then tactical, I got 28. Now for the traits. So personal space traits, we have, of course, a good day to die, superior beam training, self-modulating fire, beam barrage, fragment of AI tech. We're going to use also superior cannon training, unconventional systems, Terran targeting systems, intelligent agent attaché, and still the Boimler effect, because it feels like, for me, having him on the ship feels good, because lower decks. What? Starship traits is what we ended up doing. So Withering Barrage, this is going to be extending my cannon scatter volley to essentially the max that I can with a very minimum cooldown. So I'm going to be, and that's why I decided to have this more cannon heavy than beam heavy. Now we also have universal designs, emergency weapon cycle, and this little puppy here, tear open the gates. This is actually the trait that comes with the ship. And what had happened was we were fooling around with the ship on the Twitch bridge, and we just leveled it by our nightly pew pew. So we said, you know what, let's just use this. So bridge officer anomaly spawn lost souls that last for 30 seconds and deal physical damage or shield to a random nearby foe up to twice per second. So we're calling a lot of friends. We definitely are calling a lot of friends to help us out. And of course, last trait here, carrier wave shield hacking, that when we hit tractor beam, it'll take their shields out. And captains, just in case that you haven't been with us, yes, you can see that I did not T6X the ship. I know that can give me an extra starship trait, extra console slot. But again, one of our things is here, we do well, or at least by my standards, we do well enough for our nightly PPUs that it's just not really required. Plus, I wouldn't want to put that on a ship that I'm not going to use a lot. I'd rather put that on, let's say, oh, the Excelsior 2.0, the Sagan, stuff like that. So that's just, again, my personal choice. You, of course, can have at it. Space reputation, nothing too different here. Precision, advanced targeting systems, magnified firepower, enhanced shield penetration, and Tyler's duality. I spoke about this earlier, but the more hull you have, you get, plus I get, because this is what it's giving me, plus 3.6 critical chance based on hull capacity. Of course, max is 7.5% at 200 hull capacity. So that is helping us a little bit to give us a little bit more crit chance. So our stations, this is what we ended up doing. So it is a temporal seating, so it's going to help us a wee bit here when it comes to cooldowns and such. So first one is Heisenberg, is an uncon proc. Mercy power to weapons. We're going to use a stop hitting yourself power recursive shearing. Next up, chemo sight laced weaponry. Attack pattern beta. And here we go. This is kind of where I was tripping out and why this ship was built out the way it was. I have access to FAW 3 and cannon scatter volley 3. So why not? Here next, the intel seating here, we went with viral impulse, again, to help us with the uncon procs. Ionic turbulence, I believe this is going to help us with the exotic anomalies. If not, then it's fine. It's still going to help us with our cooldowns. Emergency power engines. Here we go. We have tractor beam, jam, targeting sensors, and yes, we are going to be using a grav well. And of course, this is when we also use that anomaly from that trait from the ship to call in some good friends. And we can actually just group them all together, which will help, of course, our FAW and cannon scatter volley. So there is the stations. Let's head over to the dupes. Let's go over to the dupes. Two different here. We have Neil Falconer. And I don't know why that's shaking, but it is. We have him helping us increase our damage versus the Berg. We're not going to fight the Berg, but it's there. Why not? Help us in space. Next, Elder Maligatan. And that is increased damage versus all. So the actual space offs here, we have Agent Neural. Attack pattern beta restores hull when firing. We are using attack pattern beta, so why not? I changed this before. It still has projectile, so I don't know why it's there, but tell you what, we'll leave it there. We're still going to do fine, I guarantee you. We have 3 energy weapons officers here. Okay, we have the 2 of them giving us a chance to stack crit severity when we fire energy weapons, and the 1 giving us a chance to stack crit chance. Of course, we're going to use the emergency con hologram, recharge evasive maneuvers when using emergency powered engine. So there you go, with the exception of how he got in there, but that just shows you the lovely features / bugs that Star Trek Online has. But again, we work with what we have, and I guarantee you we will still do good. So yeah, couple comments on the ship is very interesting. I'm going to face the ship this way, and you tell me, captains, if you can unsee this, because I cannot. Does that look like a gremlin? No? Just me? Let's get a closer look. No? Eyes? Mouth? Just saying. But anyways, what we're going to do is take it into an elite Argala. Make sure that we are on elite. We can't do it on this map, so tell you what. Let's just go return to sector space quickly here. I wanted to show it off in this map because it kind of felt like it matched sort of the ship with all the orange and fiery sort of looking on the ship. But we'll just get here to sector space. We'll make sure that we do change. See, there it is. There it is. Look at that. 1 sec, Admiral Quinn. Like, look at that. 2 eyes. Mouth? No? Anyone? Ears pointing forward? No? Okay. So we're going to make sure we do this on elite. And we're going to do an advanced, an elite Argala. I just said elite and I went advanced. So we'll go with patrols here. And of course, captains, I think you know who took over the ship, right?
Ensign, take us out of here. Maximum.
Aye, sir.
Engage.
Now it's just going to do a cutscene, but we're still going to be warping in just like this. So, all right, let's do this.
Tactical alert. Vessel approaching, bearing 184, Mark 7.
All hands. Battle stations.
It's weird he took over this ship, but... Let's go to red alert. Let's do this.
Weapons hot, deflectors to full.
Oh, look at it. We're pulling some friends over. Hello. See, there's the lost souls. They're so cute. They're so they're so cute. And there you go. That's the first group. And we'll use our major buffs for the second. So one thing I forgot to mention in the build caps is we are using the experimental weapon that does come with this, which is the Ravager Shriek. So that's the two little red things you see firing from the ship. So here you go. See how it does here. Let's group them together. And let's use that console. Let's use this console. There's that maw. Use the chain. Use that. There's some soul. See, we got some buddies. We got some buddies here helping us here. There we go. And then we'll use the... We're too close, but we'll try to... There you go. Impale, and then charge! 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 Again, it's just fun to do. Take your shield off. There's those two little red projectiles that's firing. Take that out. Then next, we'll use again some more, calling some buddies there. Use some energy candy, why not? Why don't we get over here? Holds them in place. Get the fire damage going. It's a pretty nimble ship, I will say that. I thought it'd be a little more nimbler. Nimbler, is that a word? Is that a word? Nimbler? It is now. Let's call some friends. Get that on. That over. Use fire. Hello. Ram them. Nice. You got it. Yes. You can tell I'm just trying to keep my 4 weapons forward there. Here, take that. Come here. Come here. Ha! Okay, that was fun. Just saying that was fun. Right. Last group here. Power up as much as we can. Buff up, I should say. Power up. Get them over there. Say hello. Come together. Do that. That. Call some friends over. Bam! Get rid of this ship. Now we just gotta do the remaining ones. How'd you get over here? Bam! And last chain. There you go! And that's how she did. Let's just grab. Whatever, doesn't really matter. And I still have my chains on that ship. One sexer. One sexer. Let's go over here. Captains, you know how it is here, especially those who have been with us. We're going to take our shelfies. What are shelfies? Those are our ship selfies. Get a good angle here. And bammo. So there is how it did. And really, it was just really fun. I will say the look of the ship is quite interesting. It's kind of asymmetrical. Now, to me, that experimental weapon are these two little sort of fixtures here sitting underneath the hull. I kind of wish that these spikes weren't here and they were maybe kind of above to give it a more somewhat aggressive look, but I think it works still. And it having this sort of fixture here on the right side of the ship, that looks cool. That looks cool. You can kind of even make this a torpedo boat and just pretend, or a missile boat or whatever. But again, all in fun. Captains, that is what we do here. We just want to have fun, you know, and because if we're not having fun, what's the point of even being here, right? So again, this is just for me, but there are better shipbuilders out there, but this is how we built it. And yes, I've had so much fun here with the ship the last couple of nights, and having the theme that I put on this here work that well in an elite patrol there is more than enough for me for our nightly pew pew. So there it is, captains. Like the video, comment below, let us know what you think of the ship, and of course, we will leave it on this note.
Don't let them promote you. Don't let them transfer you. Don't let them do anything that takes you off the bridge of that ship, because while you're there, you can make a difference.